Hey my loves, welcome back for another video. If you're tuning in for the first time, I'm Ashley and today we're going to be slaying this color number 4 body wave lace wig. It's going to be a super easy install. Or is this a mukbang? No, I am so sorry. I was so into this pineapple, but again, this one comes from Neflyonwigs. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but hopefully I am. This is the wig in its natural state. As you guys can see, it's beautiful and has a gorgeous bounce to it. That number 4 in color just is going to look so amazing on my complexion. I did go in, as you guys see here, and I brushed it for the first time, and it had a little bit of a a tangle from packaging, but of course that settled itself since I detangled. This is the inside of the lace wig. It is not my color, so we're gonna fix that on our own. Also there's excess lace and all of that, but it is pre-plucked, so I'm just gonna remove the wig I had on before. This one was I believe I bonded it down with Got To Be glue or Bedhead, one of the two, but I just went ahead and removed the alcohol, or cleaned it up with alcohol. Also, it came with wig caps, the adjustable elastic band. This is going to make the wig appear to fit glueless. So we're going to go ahead and apply her and see what we have. This is what she looks like on. Super nice and beautiful. I kind of struggle. There's a fine line between wigs that you can wear without makeup and wigs that you can't. This one, putting it on at first, I was like, no, I can't wear this one without makeup. But once I style it and customize it, I feel like this is one that you can definitely wear. And when you wake up in the morning, you don't look crazy without makeup. So as you guys can see, I'm going around with the hot comb and I'm just straightening out the hairline. This is an electric hot comb, and I do this because a lot of people will use water bottle or water from a spray bottle to kind of spray down the hairline to be able to tweeze. I find that I prefer to straighten the hair. That way I can see all the hair follicles one by one, and it's just easier to grip and grab, and also to see how plucked the hair is, in its true essence. I am taking a nice fresh pair of sharp tweezers so that the process is much easier. Dull tweezers will definitely have you out here putting holes in your lace, plucking and tweezing clumps of hair, opposed to getting those individual hairs one by one. So I didn't do a whole lot. I really don't like customizing a wig on my actual head for too long because it starts to hurt and get a little bit painful, but this is what we have here. I mostly focused on the center when it came to tweezing, and I will customize along the sides if needed. Right now, the only customization I'm doing around the sides is just cutting off the excess lace and hair. A wig typically will fit too long to like on the sides. Like if it's a 13 by 4 or 13 by 6, 13 across is way too long for my ear to ear, so I'll end up cutting off at least a good half of inch, sometimes a quarter inch, sometimes a whole inch of lace around the ears so that it does not cover my ear. Hopefully that makes sense. Now I'm going in with the eyebrow razor and I'm just cutting off all the excess lace around the remainder of the lace wig. And as you guys can see, if you just pay attention a little bit closely, this makes it so it's jagged. So some people will think, like, why would you want it to look raggedy or jagged? When people look at you straight on, you don't want them to really see that exact straight bold line. You kind of want to make it jagged so that as it melts and blends into your complexion and your skin, it just doesn't look too blunt of a wig application. Now here we are bonding down. One thing I will say is I definitely have to work on how I apply the adhesive. Even though this isn't a glue, it's just a holding spray. I definitely will spray and it'll sometimes get any and everywhere. So that is definitely something that you want for an easy, clean installation. Be sure to not be like me and just make sure that when you spray down your Got To Be glued or your bedhead in this case, that it just goes exactly where you need it to go and not everywhere. So I allow that to get a little bit tacky. I applied the lace on top, and now I'm going in for a double application on my sideburns. I just applied a little bit of Got To Be glue gel, and see how it's just everywhere. I've got to get better at that. So I applied the Got To Be glue gel to my sideburns. I kind of laid them down just a little bit, and then I applied a little bit more of that bedhead on top, applied the excess lace over that, and just blow dried it on a cool setting to help it bond a little bit or a lot bit better. This wig is absolutely gorgeous. Once it's applied and bonded, you guys can see how amazing that hairline looks. This is going to look super natural depending on how you style it. And we're going to also make those curls pop in just a moment as well. So I did opt for a side part. I definitely wanted a super deep side part, but this is a lace closure wig and not a frontal wig. So about right here is the furthest or the deepest you can go with the side part. Anything lower than this, you will see the tracks. So I'm going to go in and just use, I think I used foam lotion first to go ahead and make a little bit of baby hair, and then I think I also used, or I did use wax as well. So when I was on this side, I decided I wanted to do baby hair. You're going to see when it gets to the opposite side, I'm not going to want to do baby hair. So the way I would do if I can change it is I would not do that top swoop. I would just do the sideburn area that I'm doing right now by the ears, and be above that I would pretty much do a little bit of like peach fuzz style baby hair, which is what I'm going to do on the side that I'm working on now, so that it all matches and blends together. I think this looks absolutely beautiful. The only thing I can also change is that I probably would have tinted the lace with that spray that I've been using lately, opposed to the powder. That way that it would blend in with my skin much better. But you know, it's a process. I was nervous to use the lace tint spray because I was fearful that it would get on the lace and like manipulate the wig, but that definitely would have been better than the powder that I'm going to use in just a moment. Now you can see here I'm just using a wax stick and I'm going in around the entire hairline, just being sure to go ahead and kind of cover that line of demarcation where the wig starts and stops, especially because it's not my skin tone color. I kind of just want to blend it a little bit without doing too much baby hair. Now we're going to go in with a little bit of serum because this one came as a body wave texture and I really liked the curls that came with it. I felt like it had a lot of bounce. I did not feel the need to go in and curl all of the hair. If you do choose to, I would recommend using a wand curler for easy curls, but of course if you're a pro, you'll definitely use whatever you choose to curl your hair. And I feel like that serum did go in and help to kind of cancel out a little bit of frizz and make the curls pop and gave it just a little bit of shine, not too much, because this is a color number 4 and it's like that bright brown color. You definitely don't want it to be too shiny because it can easily look like synthetic hair, and this is definitely not synthetic at all. So I did feel like it needed a little bit of customization with the curls, so I'm gonna go ahead and work on the bang in the front. I really like the way that looks, the height in the front, with a little bit of like a feather. So I'm going to redo it and fix it in just a moment, but here I am adding the powder, and this is where I definitely went wrong. I used a contour powder which is supposed to be cool tone, but against this warm brown color it kind of comes off red. So like I said before, I would definitely change this and use an actual lace tint for the perfect color to match my complexion, or I would just go in with my foundation color, but you definitely have to be careful. I would do the foundation powder along the hairline to blend in with my skin, and then maybe concealer in the front that's more cool tone. You know, it's all up to you, but the powder definitely is too orange, and I do realize that. Now I'm going to go in and kind of fix that bang. I really like how the feather makes the hair pop, and it kind of makes it look like I've done the hair when really I haven't. You'll also notice this shows how well this wig holds a curl. I think this looks perfect. I'm just going to go in and trim it just a little bit for it to pop, but you can definitely trim it shorter. You can do more curls. Again, it's all about what you prefer. You may not like what I like, but you know, this is just a rough example to show you how to get your wig popping. Now also with the sideburns, I am still learning to perfect. I definitely would go back in and maybe thin it out just a little bit more. And also it's important that when you do this, it's not like a blunt cut when you cut those sideburns, or it just doesn't look so good. So I'm gonna go back in and take my time and customize. And there goes my baby Gail. She definitely does not allow me to do these videos for you guys without interruption, but we are, you know, working with what we got, and baby girl has to eat, right? So as you guys can see, I trimmed it there. I knew I didn't want to go too short with the trim just because I wanted to keep the length on this one, but cutting it just maybe an inch or two shorter than what I did would definitely help that feather to pop. Also a little holding spray can help to make the feather pop as well, but I didn't want to go in and do too much with that feather bang, especially because I wasn't going to be curling the other parts of the hair. I didn't want it to not blend. I kind of wanted it to, you know, naturally, you know, flow in with the rest of the hair, even though it is technically a different type of curl. So I went in with a different powder to try and fix it up, and that helped a lot. And this is pretty much the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to use your lace tint for a better application. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to also use code Ashley20 at checkout for money off. Everything is listed in the description box. And of course, don't forget to subscribe, like this video, share with your friends. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Smooches!